Today we're going to talk about Disneyland's Magic Key celebration. Are they even listening?
This is what Magic Key holders really want and our honest opinions.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. That's right, we're going to talk about Disneyland's Magic Key celebration coming up in February. But first I think we should just talk about what is the Magic Key?
Right, there might be some new people here who are like, Magic Key, or you're just not 100% familiar with what it is. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk to you about just kind of what this is titled. Are they listening to us? You know, and give you some of our honest opinions and some feedback. We don't often make videos about this, but we felt with the Magic Key celebration coming up in the month of February, this would be a good time to discuss some of our thoughts and opinions and, you know, ask the question, is Disneyland listening to us?
Right, and I think just to be comprehensive about it, we should, like you said, discuss what is the Magic Key if you don't know. Basically, it's the new annual pass program that Disney came up with during the shutdown.
Yeah, they got rid of all the annual pass. The annual pass program, which we previously had, ended, and when the park was closed, it was closed for about a year and a half, so they said goodbye to annual passes, and then we were granted access. We were given a gift, and it was Disneyland Magic Key program. They said that would replace the old annual pass program and give you access, and there was 4 different keys. Much like the AP program, there was 4 different levels. Very similar. It was very similar. It just has, it costs a little bit more, a little bit less access, and you're having to make reservations. That is the big change that came with these Magic Keys.
Right. So you got 4 keys. You got the Dream Key, which is the top tier, which I would say kind of is equivalent to the old Signature Plus that we used to have, priced at $1,399, $1,399. You could make up to 6 reservations in 90 days. You would get 15% off dining, 20% off on merch, and you would have standard parking covered under that pass. It is currently sold out and no longer available at this time.
So next you have the Believe Key, which is priced at $949. It's also currently sold out right now. You get 10% off dining, 10% off merchandise, and 50% off parking. Now there is blockout days, but they're a lot less than the other passes we're going to talk about. It's just crazy that this one and the Dream Key are sold out. You cannot buy those 2 keys anymore, and they've been sold out for a while.
Then there's the Enchant Key for $649, which is still available. You can make 4 reservations in a 90-day period, 10% off dining, 10% off merchandise, no parking available, and a little more blockout dates for that key.
Yeah, definitely more weekends and holidays, stuff like that. So everything, you know, it's a really like, it's your lowest tier pass, unless you're a SoCal Select. What we used to have is the SoCal Select. This key is called the Imagine Key. You get 2 reservations within a 90-day period. It costs $399, and again, you have to live within certain zip codes. So you'd have to go online and check if you would qualify for that. It also has 10% off discounts on dining and merchandise. There's no parking available for that one, so might be a good option if you, depending on how often you go.
Yeah, because there is a lot of blockout dates for that one.
And it looks like it's still on sale from when we went on the website this morning.
Yes. Now, all of these Magic Keys are subject and limited to the reservation system that has been in place since the parks reopened. Now, the reservation system was originally created to control capacity during restriction times when there were capacities handed down by the state as far as how many people they could allow in the park. So it made a lot of sense to have a reservation system, which a lot of things had reservation systems attached to them to control the capacities of what was happening, you know, in the state of California at the time. Now that reservation system is still in place, while we do not have a capacity restriction at the parks from the state of California at the time, so it's a little odd that that reservation system just kind of stuck around without any word or any, they never really said anything about why it was still around.
Now, we do understand that the reservation system can help with staffing and, you know, planning for the park. Now, we do want to make sure that you understand that capacity doesn't necessarily mean capacity with reservations. So they can put a cap on different reservations for different passes and tickets. It doesn't mean that the park is at capacity. A lot of other misunderstandings are that the reservation systems are to help control crowds. listen, the crowds are crazy.
Yeah.
We have been there where days that the waits are off the chain. You could barely walk through New Orleans Square.
Yeah.
They've not made a difference in the terms of crowds. So that misunderstanding kind of needs to be discussed and understood, that capacity, park hitting capacity, that happens so rarely. And even when we had the old pass program,
I only recall it happening less than a handful of times.
yeah, usually around like Christmas or like the peak of summer every
right, or
once
New
in a
Year's
while.
or something like that. But rarely did the park reach capacity to where they closed the gates and said, "Sorry, no one else can come in." That rarely happened.
I think people don't realize that, like, what Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, what the actual capacity looks like. If you've ever been there on like a 24-hour day or even New Year's, that's what real capacity
when it's
looks
wall
like.
to wall,
Right.
when you're shoulder to shoulder on Main Street all the way to the hub, and it's hard to move.
And you literally can't move. It's insane.
Yeah.
You actually can fit a ton of people in the park.
Yeah.
So even on your busiest days, know that they're probably looking at about 75% capacity.
Right. So that's important to note what you said about the difference between park capacity and reservation capacity.
Very
Two
different
entirely
things.
different things. Now, there's reservation capacity for ticket holders, and there's reservation capacity for magic key holders.
Yes, so they're different buckets.
Different
Keep
buckets.
That in mind.
That's a good way to put it. Now, when you're talking about magic key capacity, you're talking about all of them combined. It's not, they haven't separated, from enchant to believe or to dream. It's all one chunk.
So we've heard. We're not 100% sure on that, but it seems like it
that's
from
what
when
we
we
believe.
look. From when we look,
Yeah.
on those days where there was a moment in, I think it was like October, November, December, when COVID cases were a little bit lower. There was a point where reservations were not available. It kind of made a lot of big news. There was no reservations for Dream Key or Believe Key holders. Then shortly after, they paused the sale of the top two keys, the Believe Key and the Dream Key. We also believe that sometimes now reservations seem to be a little bit more readily available. We're thinking because so many people are getting the Omicron variant, and we think that's having to do with that because the cases are extremely high right now. So we're pretty sure that has something to do with it if you were looking at the reservation availability calendar now.
It's also kind of in the off season.
Yeah,
this is refurb time,
season.
So that could also have something else to do with it.
Before we kind of keep going into this a little bit farther, we do want to come from a place of extreme gratitude and gratefulness that we can go to the park again. There was a several month period where we had to buy tickets and deal with reservations. Mostly just buying the tickets costs so much money when you go as frequently as we do.
Yeah.
There's a reason we bought these passes, is because we wanted the access. I'd say most people who purchased a Magic Key wanted access, which we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
But before you hear us talk about this, we don't want to sound negative. We just want to sound truthful and tell you our real thoughts.
And just give you the facts.
And give you the facts,
This is how it goes. And the reason we're talking so in depth about the reservation system, because we feel like that is the one inherent issue with most Magic Key holders, and that's the problem that they have with it, is trying to get a reservation. Whether you go weekly like we do, or whether you go every once in a while, or whether you go whenever you go.
Yeah, weekends, like that seems to be a big thing where a lot of people just want to go on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And those are so hard to get for people that purchased a Dream Key.
Yeah.
There's a reason they did that, and they work Monday through Friday, or you're going on vacation with family members. Like we've had some family members that got tickets, and then we weren't able to
trying
go.
to line it up. And then you've got a lot of Magic Key holders that live in Northern California or out of state that are trying to plan a trip. So do you plan the trip based on the reservation? You got to make a flight, you got to make hotel, all these things are hinging upon the fact that, can I get a reservation for my Magic Key when I'm coming from, hundreds or thousands of miles away for my whole family.
Right.
So that's the reason we're talking about the reservation system in depth in regards to the Magic Key.
Yeah, again, we do want to keep reiterating the fact that we're not trying to sit here and just come on and complain. We're sharing our reality with you, things that we've heard, things that are concerning to us, and questions we have.
And questions that we get all the time.
Right. That's what I think a lot of people don't realize is we hear from people via email, Instagram, Facebook, messenger, you name it, we're hearing from you. We meet you in the parks, we meet you outside of the parks. This is the common thing that we're hearing from people. So
Yeah.
I think over the last several months, we've kind of gathered it up and sat and said, it's led us to ask these questions, to talk about it. And we want to give you a space that you guys can talk not only to us about it, but you can talk to each other in the comments section. Keep it friendly, please. Everybody does have different opinions.
Yeah.
And again, we can't stress enough how we're not trying to complain. We're trying to come from, we are so grateful. We get to go to Disneyland again. There was a year and a half where we couldn't go. So
yeah, no, that's not the
please
problem here.
don't think that. We're really trying to just discuss this. And it definitely brought it up when they said, Disneyland Magic Key Celebration, and that's what this video is about.
Right, and based on that, let's talk about what this Magic Key Celebration in February is all about.
And Disneyland announced that in February they were going to have a Magic Key Celebration all month long.
Right.
Now, more stuff could come, but today they shared on their Instagram page that they're going to be giving out 2 mini-size posters, 1 per Magic Key holder.
Yeah.
The first half of the month is going to be, and I think it's attractions or mountains, one of the two, so if I get them mixed up, oh well.
Yeah.
And it'll be available from February 1st through the 13th, I think.
While supplies last.
While supplies last. And then the 15th through the end of the month, I think it's the 28th, they're going to be having another poster. One is attractions and one is mountains. So those did look really cool. To be fair, they looked cool.
Right.
Then they're also going to be offering photo ops, which we've had before. Now, another thing that's different is you're going to get photo ops and you'll actually get access to them. So when we had annual passes, back when the old program existed, I think you could either pay extra for it or it was just the top passes, but you got photo pass. You didn't have to like pay for them separately. It was really cool because you could digitally download. You always had them. It was really nice if one person in your group had it. You had family visiting or friends visiting
you could share
from
the
out of
photos.
town. You could share the photos. It was awesome.
Right.
Now, we've had this before. Back in September, we had I think it was a Mr. Toad one.
Yeah.
Possibly the Steamboat Willie one, which we're going to be getting, they said, over in DCA for this celebration. But I never am able to get those complimentary photo downloads. They always had the watermark on them, so it really just ended up causing me a headache. I tried to embrace it, but, to be honest, I can't say, if I'm being honest, that I really liked it. The posters are cool, but that's what's been announced so far. So again, we're not saying, oh, this is stupid, We're not trying to complain about it. We're trying to say, it doesn't really get us excited, and it's leading us to question, are they really listening to us?
Yeah, are they listening to what Magic Key holders really want? And what I think they really want is access and discounts. So I don't think they're really listening to Magic Key holders as far as their needs and what they really want. Are photo ops cool? Sure. Is a little poster cool? Yeah, sure. But what do we really want? We want access. We want no reservations. That would be a celebration, a reason for celebration, I think.
It sure would.
Offer us something. Maybe offer us, Genie as an add-on to your annual pass for
I would pay for that
for a fee.
Right, or let us pay for photo pass.
Right.
I would pay an extra $150, $200 if I could. Maybe one of us could buy that, and then like we used to. I also would love if we got a plastic card. Can I just tell you how frustrating it is when you go to a sit-down restaurant? First of all, again, thankful we even have a discount on that dining. However, it makes it so hard when the cast members have to write down that whole barcode, or the day that we went to get our candy canes on your birthday.
It's 2022 and we're writing down barcode numbers.
Right, even if the plastic card is ugly, I don't care. Just give us a plastic card.
They have them at Walt Disney World, so I'm not sure why we can't have them here. And it would be a cool incentive. I think people are really proud of their APs. We did too. We'd take photos with them, hold it up in front of the castle. I mean, having that card was that was your badge. That was your
even if
your ID. It was
even if you happen to forget your Magic Band or your app wasn't working, because let's face it, technology doesn't always work. The Wi-Fi,
we've experienced it many times.
The Wi-Fi and bandwidth in the park doesn't work. The day that we went to get our candy canes on Spencer's birthday, that whole morning, people couldn't get in because apps were crashing. Even if you take a photo of it, sometimes your photo screenshot doesn't always work.
So not only is it a problem for the consumer, for us, for Magic Key holders, it's a problem for the cast members who have to now go out of their way figure this out, call a supervisor over. It creates chaos in the park.
It's like you're starting off your day being frustrated.
Right.
Or even if you're frustrated, I think there's things that you expect to be frustrated with when you go to Disneyland. You know that, like, I might get a little frustrated about crowds, but it's okay because I'm at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I might get a little bit frustrated because it's hot. It's okay because I'm at Disneyland.
Sure.
I might get a little frustrated about a couple other things, maybe a kid screaming and having a tantrum, and it's sad to see, but you get it. There's little kids, they're overstimulated. But the extra thing that we can prevent is technology problems. Give us a card, little card. That's
and the whole idea of the technology in the first place is to make life easier. When inherently what is happening with this is that it's making it more difficult because, like you said, the technical problems that will inherently happen, it's just going to happen.
Right.
The bandwidth in the park being overloaded and not being able to pull up your app, things like that. And the answer has always been, well, take a screenshot of your pass and your barcode.
It doesn't always work, though.
Things like that. So that's all we're asking for, and I think a lot of people would agree, is like, take away the reservation, give us a card. Give us a card at the very least. If you can't do the reservation system, okay, I guess. I mean, I challenge anybody to give me a reason besides controlling park capacity, because that is not the reason. Give us a reason why reservations are even in place. It just doesn't.
How has it? We want to know.
It doesn't benefit the user. It benefits the company.
Right. Well, we want to know, how has it benefited you? So answer us in the comments. If as a Magic Key holder, if you are one or you'd like to become one, what is the reason you got it for?
Yeah.
And what would you like as a Magic Key celebration? Like, what would you like? What would you feel celebrated with? Would it be, like we said, having a plastic card so that when you go to a sit-down dining restaurant, you don't have to sit there and write down your thing, wait for your app to load, deal with all that? Is it that you just would love the gift of being able to add on and purchase something like the Genie for the year that you have your pass? What are the things that you like? Would you like special photo ops? Are you enjoying the photo ops? I know we're personally not big on the photo ops, but other people may be.
That's kind of why we don't go to a lot of the after hours events, because they're pretty much dominated by photo ops, and it's one of the main things, which is cool for a lot of people.
Yeah, so good. If that's what you love, you go boo-boo.
But the other thing about this celebration being in the month of February, kind of ironic, but very, very much planned, it is one of the slower times of the year. It's also refurb season, so not a lot of the attractions are available. It's a time when people say, well, some of my favorite attractions are not open. Why would I pay all this money to go at this time? So it's ironic that they're now falling back and relying on us, the Magic Key holders, to support the park, when prior to that, we were kind of not really considered.
It was more like ticket holder friendly. It seemed like
they prioritized ticket holders, which I understand to a degree. But then when it comes to refurb season, when the ticket holders disappear, now it's up to us to fill that quota of well, we got to get the Magic Key holders in here because they'll spend money when no one else will. So I don't know. That's one point that I wanted to make about, it's ironic that it comes this time of year. Did AP days come in this time of year? I don't recall.
I don't remember.
But if that's part of the design, it makes business sense, I guess.
Sure does, yeah. They are a business, so at the end of the day,
but I just wanted to address
sense.
the fact that it comes at the slow time of year when they really need us.
But again, if you want to show us some appreciation as Magic Key holders, it's not necessary at all. Trust me. You don't need to give us posters and anything. You don't have to do anything at all. You don't owe us anything. We're thankful that we can give you money, and then we get to come to that park and not have to buy tickets all the time.
Right.
So don't get us wrong. We are so thankful for that. But I'm saying, if you do want to show us some appreciation, these are some suggestions, and we would love to hear your suggestions in the comments below.
Yeah, because I think the card itself, having the actual pass,
that would be so cool.
I don't see how that would be much more than making two different posters and a photo op. Because I think if you just offered that, people would go nuts. Maybe a couple different
maybe
versions
you got
offered.
Like a screen on it, or not a screen, like a print, like of a Magic Key.
Maybe there's a castle one, and then there's like a Mickey Mouse one or something like that, and they're both exclusive in those months or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a simple solution to a bigger problem than just giving us something that we want to celebrate. It helps the cast members. It helps the lines when systems go down, and you can't get in or you can't utilize your discount or something of that nature. Boom, you show your card, done. It's done deal. So that's our suggestion in that area. But it just seems like all the things that have been the incentives for Magic key holders have been limited to pretty much photo ops. I don't think that's the reason why we all bought Magic keys, was to get photo ops. Because to be fair, they're cool, but I find that there's a lot more interesting and fun photo ops in the park that you can come onto randomly.
Or do yourself,
with either
get creative.
A character or with certain elements of the park.
The scenery of Disneyland is literally the best set in the world. You don't need a photo op. You are good, I think. Personally, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It would be so nice to have some like exclusive merchandise. I know we did for...
where they could actually make money on.
Well, I know that we did have some for, what was the Christmas party, the Merriest Nights. I believe we had something for that.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. But, it's just, again, no other theme park has a reservation system, and I would give up all of these things. I would literally give up even just if I didn't have the card, if I didn't get any pins, photo ops, nothing. I don't care. I would give it all up for reservations being gone personally. That's my number one thing. So I understand, though, at the end of the day, they're a business, but we're just talking, if you are going to try to show us a way to appreciate us, I don't know if they're listening to us. Like, I don't know if it's like, hey, I feel like if you go to the comment section, 9 times out of 10, the people that are there as often as they are and paid for mostly the dream keys, a lot of them are saying in the comments, and the responses that we've gotten is just stop with the reservation systems. Maybe give us a plastic card. Let us add on these things that we want to do to make our experience even better. Again, just our opinion, and we would love to hear your opinion. And, unfortunately, it sounds negative, but we're not trying to be negative.
Even at the very least, for the month of February, say no reservations.
That would be cool. Key holders. That would be cool. Well, it's kind of dead.
If you guys are going to hold on to that system, like you seem like you are.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe waive it for the month if you really want to celebrate us and put us on a pedestal. That would be appreciated. But I just don't think the 2 posters and a couple of photo ops is really a celebration of people that have given their hard-earned money, quite a bit of their hard-earned money, to access the park. And that's I think that's all they want is access. It's really, if you were to ask anyone, I don't think that anybody would put on the top of the list of why I got a Magic Key was to do a special photo op. I just don't think that that's the case, but
and again,
I could be wrong.
We appreciate it, so I think maybe to word that better, we appreciate it, but we're not saying that's what we want and that's our motivation. I guess that's the better way of saying it. It's not that we don't appreciate it. Again, we really do appreciate it. So I guess you kind of have to ask yourself, like, what is it that I want in an annual pass or a Magic Key? So before you purchase, if those ever go on sale again, really think about that. Like, what is it that you actually want? You do know, and you are warned when you buy that Magic Key that it's subject to availability. We knew it when we went into it. I was a little bit more optimistic about it.
I was not.
But you were right. So, at the end of the day, we didn't really know. We thought it would be park capacity related, not pass availability, reservation availability per pass. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Because that's why it was originally implemented, was because of a state restricted capacity limit. Is why it was instituted.
Well, but what I'm saying though is, I thought when I bought the Magic Key, I thought it was based on the park capacity, which hardly ever happens. Even when you take ticket holders and annual pass holders, the park rarely hit capacity, maybe a handful of times throughout the year. So I'm thinking, oh, we're always going to get reservations, and it's the least we can do. Also, you have to remember, the hard part is you get penalized if you don't show up for your reservation. You get penalized. So if you wake up with COVID symptoms, flu symptoms, you're having a sensory day, you still have to go. You can't...
or even anything, really. A family emergency, who knows what.
You have to cancel the night before at midnight. So... again, I think you have like a day or two that you can miss in a month. It's some like 60 days, 30 days, something like that. So many within a time period. But at the same time, if you have like sensory, issues, you could have so many different things happen.
Whatever the reason.
Especially in a pandemic, though. You have to remember that can happen more often. You could get exposed 4 times.
Whatever the reason, though,
so you're going to get penalized. So it makes it really, really difficult.
The fact that there's any form of penalization for not showing up kind of gives them away, in a sense, I feel, of like what that reservation system is really about and why it's been implemented, because it puts them out of their number that they're trying to achieve, or the number that they're trying to control as far as supply and demand, and how many churros they got to stock, how many people they got to put at Mickey and Friends, how many people they have to staff.
Which, as a business, I understand. It does make sense. But, again, we're just trying to come from the point of how difficult it's made it for us and many people we know.
But I think when you say that, though, about the business, that's not necessarily our issue. Their issue and their problem and their challenge as a theme park business are those things, and they are trying to put that on us. They're trying to put the challenge of trying to run a park efficiently and save as much money as possible on us, as opposed to trying to run it efficiently based on historical knowledge and knowledge of the theme park industry in general. They're putting it on us to save that money.
So again, what this all boils down to is we're questioning a little bit more about the celebration, because I think it's okay to question, it's okay to talk about. We kind of want to be able to give you a sounding board. Again, some people absolutely love the reservations. They're fine with it, and that's great. At the end of the day, if that's okay, it's your money, it's your life, it's your experience, whatever makes you happy, that's the major importance. At the end of the day, we all love Disneyland. We're thankful to be able to go, and we appreciate the fact that they're even trying to do anything for us. They don't owe you anything. Disney doesn't owe you anything, and the fact that they're going and doing something kind like that, it's really sweet. I think a lot of people were really happy. I noticed in comments that on the little posters they're giving out, they're including Splash Mountain, because, as you know, that's going to be going under some big changes soon. So it's cool to see a little bit of an original. And
will we be participating in the celebration? Absolutely we will.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not that we are...
The posters look really cute.
It's not that we are saying that, we don't appreciate it and we don't want to do it and, we want to boycott it or anything like that. We're just talking about, we feel like that they're just not really understanding the Magic Key holders' needs
or wants
in this current climate.
It's a good thing to question. It's a cool thing to talk about, and as Magic Key holders, I feel like we owe it to ourselves to be like, hey, and don't beat somebody up for having an opinion that differs from yours or from ours. Again,
we're just kind of opening up that conversation, because I think it has to be talked about.
It's something that's been on our mind, and when we saw the celebration, we were like, let's kind of talk about this on our channel. I think it'd be a good opportunity to kind of bring it up, especially when, we're trying to stay home a little bit more often. So this was a good time to sit down and really think about it, talk about it. Again, feel free to leave some comments. Let us know your thoughts. Just remember to be kind to each other. This doesn't need to be a fight. It's just a conversation we're having.
Nor is it a reason to call anybody out for being unappreciative. That's not what this is about. It's merely a conversation of, are they really listening to the needs of the Magic Key holder? If they're going to celebrate it and celebrate the idea and the people involved, it's like if you bought a gift for somebody, you would consider, what would Katie like for her birthday? What would she really be into? As opposed to what I think you would like.
Right.
It's not about what I think you would like. It's about what you would like. And so I have to listen to your needs and go, oh yeah, she said she really dug this thing that I saw in this window, and that was about a month ago, so that's what I'm going to get her.
Right.
That's all we're saying.
And again, I'm coming from the fact is, again, using the analogy that you're giving me a gift, I'm also realizing you don't owe me anything. I'm okay. It's nice that you're thinking of me like that. It's a great way to show appreciation.
But if you're going to go there...
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Again, it's a good platform to kind of bring this up with you. We get asked this question a lot.
We do. People say, I'm coming to the park in March. What's it going to be like? Do I need to make reservations? Is it a bad time to come? Am I going to get reservations? So... hopefully this provided you with a little bit of clarity on that.
And how we feel about it.
Yeah.
And our thoughts. Now, again, our thoughts could change. We actually really were enjoying the system in the beginning. It was kind of working for us for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it
then,
was.
It just got a little bit more complicated. And it got complicated for people we know and love. Again, a lot of our friends work 9 to 5. Really difficult. Pixar Charlie, he works all the time. And he's one of our really good friends. There's just many friends, family that can't go on Saturdays or Sundays.
Well,
there's
been a lot of buyer's remorse because of the program, and a lot of people who said that had they known it was going to be like this, they probably wouldn't have purchased it or spent their hard-earned money.
I think a lot of people also, a common thing I heard was, instead of spending that $1,400, I could have used that and taken a trip to Walt Disney World for, a week or whatever, however long it would have been for them.
Yeah.
And that would have made me happier than a year of like frustration.
Yeah.
And, so again, we're just sharing things that we have heard. You can obviously read them in the comments below.
All right, well, hopefully that gave you some clarity as to what is happening for the Magic Key celebration in February.
Yeah, and hopefully gave you some ideas of like, where we're coming from with it. Again, we get asked all the time, so I'm glad that we were able to take this time, make this video, share with you our thoughts. Maybe it's a little warning in case those Dream Keys and Believe Keys go back on sale.
Right.
Maybe you're going to think twice about them. There is other awesome theme parks, no better than Disney in our opinion.
Right.
But, so we're going to definitely attend the celebration.
Oh yeah, we're grateful. We're happy that they're doing it. We're grateful to be Magic Key holders. We're grateful to be back at Disneyland. And we're grateful for the celebration. We just wanted to give some insight as to our thoughts on it and, some ideas of how we could improve it, or maybe that they could listen to the hearts and minds of the Magic Key holders that exist out there. I think
fellow key holder family.
I think we speak for a lot of people. If we don't, please let us know what you think. If you disagree, that's totally fine. We get it. It takes many types of thoughts and minds to make this world go around. So
sure
if you don't agree with somebody, that's okay. That's everybody's different.
That's why the world is the world.
That's right.
So stay tuned to this channel again, so that way you can come with us to Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
I think we happen to have a lot of fun there, and we would love to have you join us. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It is totally free, and we're happy to have you.
Yes.
If you found this video informative, if you agree, disagree, whatever it may be, you can let us know by giving it a thumbs up.
That's right. And we'll see you next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody.